What up, guys? Today, I kind of wanted to highlight the VOLKITE pistol. Now, this operation, I ran a little bit after patch. This is a blocking Thunderhammer, but it is green. This is on Ruthless, and this is before I really got used to the blocking mechanic. However, this VOLKITE pistol is Relic. I have leveled up the VOLKITE pretty much all the way, just from using it on my Bulwark. So, you know, I'm not too underleveled here for the Ruthless. Hopefully we punish that Major. Yeah, holy cow. Here we have a team of, obviously I'm playing Assault, Bulwark, and Tactical. And yes, the VOLKITE pistol is really good for taking out Spore Mines, but I wanted to see if the recent buffs, or even if the VOLKITE needs any more buffs. I really just wanted to try out the VOLKITE pistol in its modern day form to see if it was, you know, in a better spot, anything like that. But regardless, this operation kind of starts off in a pretty bad situation. Like I said, this was before I got good with the blocking mechanic. And blocking mechanics actually kind of have a struggle against multiple Majors. There I had to block it, so I go right down. The thing is, with that situation there, it's like you're getting shot, right? I mean, I preferably would not have gotten hit by a melee attack, but Big Banner, hey, put me up. And yeah, that Bulwark isn't leveled up for the contested health perk. I don't believe that anybody here is max level. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, let's say you have a full bar of contested health and you go for a block. It's like you can't really get it back too fast. Because, you know, the fencing would have been a gun strike, and then that would get the contested health back. And yeah, when you're getting attacked by multiple Majors, it's kind of hard to pull out the VOLKITE, right? But that said, you know, this is definitely what you have to do when you try to make, you know, get used to the new mechanic. Sometimes you get beat up by a bunch of Majors, man. It happens. Here we definitely have some VOLKITing. I'm trying to get some headshots there, but you know, the Majors just love spinning around. Block, block, block. Oh, no, block. Nope, nope. Blocking the whip can still be okay, right? And yeah, naturally here I'm at 1 health, mortal wound. And so here's a pretty good spot because I do believe, yeah, the scan there, the scanner is really good because I can do a giant slam. I wish, you know, I was a bit, whenever I'm trying out a new weapon, I get a bit stubborn with it. Like, I genuinely try to pull it out in every situation. But that said, I also really enjoy using the VOLKITE pistol. It is a fun weapon. And sometimes I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like I expect a pistol to just, like, burn somebody down in just, like, a couple seconds. However, it's still pretty good against Spore Mines. And I think it's good against, I think it's good against major enemies as well. It's just weird, the buff was only for specific enemies. I feel like they straight up could have just increased the damage across the board and it would have been fine. Even against Terminus, where normally the VOLKITE pretty much shines against Terminus enemies, it's still a build-up weapon. I've always said this about the VOLKITE pistol, that it will always take a bit for it to do damage, which will always make it a, you know, a lesser weapon compared to like the plasma pistol. However, the VOLKITE still has that, you know, it still has that beam, and that beam is pretty accurate for flying enemies, and plasma kind of struggles against flying enemies. I think it's a pretty good weapon for the assault class as well. I really didn't want to run Bulwark with the VOLKITE. I've been doing that for so long, you know, so I wanted to try it out with the assault. And again, this run was basically patch 5.0, I believe. It wasn't 5.1. It was like basically before they fixed parries. I believe I throw a crack grenade there. Yeah, that was a big grenade. And yeah, definitely got to take out the left controller. Luckily, I got a little bit of healing, but I'm still at mortal wound, which is such a dangerous spot for this class, man. But it's fine. Honestly, it spices up the operation, right? It spices up the operation because now I got to play super carefully. And dude, I genuinely don't know why I get into this habit with this class of pretty much getting in a tough situation early and then playing flawlessly throughout the operation. So I guess that's, you know, that's kind of like a, you know, I'll take it because I'd rather have a tough operation early and then at the end play better, you know, not run into any crazy situations. Now, this operation still has quite a bit of teamwork because of that last part. Big armor boost right there. But yeah, that last part in the operation, you definitely still need some teamwork. And this, dude, honestly, this looks so good. Like, these visuals here, this is still the PS5 Pro. And I still think, okay, let's just, you know, let's just ask the question, does the Neo VOLKITE need another buff? That was a big slam. Holy cow, we just took out those majors. They didn't even go into execution status. But yes, do we think the Neo VOLKITE needs another buff? I'm not sure. It feels like such a situational weapon now because it only is pretty much good against certain enemies. And in lethal, that's pretty good for lethal. Lethal terminuses are kind of dangerous, obviously, so it's like if you have a gun that's good against terminus and you have it on a class that can deal with, you know, mobs, then that's not a bad spot for the weapon to be in, basically. As long as, you know, you have some good melee attacks going in. Here, we're pretty much looking pretty rough as a team, right? Picking up those grenades. I'm picking up the stim. I do have a Guardian Relic, so I'm pretty confident in playing it super aggressive here as a bulwark. Big slam there. Big slam and a block. Making, oh my, the gun strike, the Neo VOLKITE gun strikes are actually pretty sick, to be honest. So I think the gun strikes are, since the gun strikes can build up, I guess. You know what, wait, hold on. I do remember that conversation of if the gun strikes were able to cause build-up, or if the explosions from the gun strikes were able to cause build-up. I wonder if we ever gotten like a for sure answer about it, you know? But regardless, damage is damage, so definitely going to, you know, aim for those gun strikes with the Neo VOLKITE regardless. And I just want to say the next patch we are definitely going to be seeing some, you know, weapon perk reworks or perk reworks in general. We will see. Either way, there's definitely some potential for some general buffs across the board, I must say. I've been playing Operations quite a bit. I've been playing it on, you know, I've been playing it on Ruthless. I've been playing it on all different type of difficulties. I think the blocking Thunderhammer is in a good spot. I think, you know, the heavy bolt rifle I tried recently. I think that weapon's also in a good spot. But see, here's the thing. Though some of these weapons are in a good spot because of those 2-minute cooldown one-shot perks that just, you know, take out enemies. And those perks are pretty good. I've even been trying the Bulwark perk where it's like when you do the parry, you can just take out a major. That's kind of crazy. I've had it before, but I never truly appreciated it, you know what I mean? Oh, here's a Terminator. Oh, well, it's a Rubik Marine and Terminator armor. Now that I have the, basically now that I have some tabletop accessories and, you know, like an army and all that, the tabletop books, and I've been reading exactly how they pretty much describe some of the stuff. It's kind of funny that it's like, oh wow, Terminator armor is like an equipment, essentially. It's pretty strong on tabletop, I must say. I was doing some combat simulations, I guess. The training stuff in the book. So, yeah, that's funny. We definitely need Terminator armor in the game, though. That would be super cool, man. And, see, that's the thing, man. I really hope that the devs, you know, didn't announce everything they wanted to do as I get super greedy with that slam. Dude, Chaos Operations can be so funny because of this. Where it's like you just see these illusions. I think the illusion mechanics is actually pretty sick. And look, he's just on the box. Get down from that box, Rubik Marine. Picking up some, I do really like frag grenades. I like shot grenades also, but I just think frag grenades are so expendable. You can just throw them and not worry about it because you have 3. So if you ever just see a spot where you just kind of want to, you know, throw a grenade real quick, you can just do that. I feel like when you have 2 or 1 grenades, you got to be very specific with how you use it. As I just get absolutely pelted there. And then, since I have no armor here, I get pelted again because I'm a greedy charged attack player. And I will never stop. I will continue charging my attacks, and I do not care. Luckily, I have the, you know, I have the Guardian Relic here, so don't flame me too much for using 2 stim spares. Oh my god. Not to mention the next part anyway, if you played the next part in this operation often, you know there's actually quite a bit of stims in the final part of this operation. And yeah, now our tactical has a mortal wound. I don't think our bulwark, I'm not too sure, but I don't think our bulwark even goes down this operation, which is a nice spot for the bulwark to be in. And yeah, I just will not stop using a charge attack to just immediately slam in someone's face. And how I don't die there, not sure, but I don't. Yeah, and wait, I just want to put out this question for the Thunderhammer. I seen it has ground slam perks, and then there's one where the ground slam it takes longer, but you get more damage. I feel like that perk is just not, it's too risky, maybe. But yeah, let me know in the comments if that perk is actually kind of worth it. I'm getting pretty close to leveling up my assault class all the way. Here it's like level 10 or level 11. But I made it to level 15 last night. I'm also leveling up Sniper on PC, but I gotta say, playing on PS5 Pro recently has just been super, super clean. And yeah, here I go for the stims. It's insane how many stims are actually in this area. And it's like, you might as well pick them up because this is basically, you basically just need to survive here. Oh my god, look at our tactical's health. What happened? He's like at 0% health. This is also one of my favorite spots to just like hide from the demon host there. It's just, there's a wall so you can just hide behind here. Yeah, nobody, we were just casually taking out that Rupert Marine. But yeah, see, like the beginning of this operation started off pretty tough, and then like on this part, you can run around and only run into like a handful of enemies, if that. Well, like less than a handful, I guess, because essentially you're running into a handful of enemies this entire time. That dude definitely caught me off guard. Like he hit me so hard, man. That was kind of sick. Big charge attack. Another bonk. Yeah, I should have went for the charge attack to dodge that. Nope. See, that was a pain because I can only dodge so much to the left or right there because I'm going down like an alleyway. Not an alleyway, but like, yeah, like a path basically. And these guys have a pretty wide range when it comes to attacks. Oh, that was a good dodge though. Oh man. Fighting these guys can be fun. You know, they can be fun as long as but they can catch you off guard so easily because they just jump out of nowhere. And yeah, somehow our tactical is still alive. Definitely should have stayed in that banner a little longer to get more armor. The Neo VOLKITE pistol is good against these guys. It also staggers them so they stay in place. So it can definitely shred them. They're fun to fight, but yeah, I just hate when they just get you off camera like what just happened. But a lot of that was positioning, so, you know, gotta be careful with that. And yeah, that's why Mortal Wound doesn't matter, because when you get Mortal Wound early in the operation, you can just play better the entire time, and you're fine. But yeah, that was a good run. That was a good run. That was, yeah, that was like my second run with the blocking Thunderhammer, so don't judge me too much on that. After watching this footage, the Neo VOLKITE, I think, dude, if it's buffed, it doesn't need anything more than like a 10% buff or maybe a perk buff or something like that. And yeah, here we go. Boom. I did more melee than the bulwark and more range than the tactical. Special kills is honestly not that crazy, just one. And yeah, that was a good run. That was definitely a good run. This assault class is on his way to being maxed, but yeah, it's level 11. You guys saw operations where he's been higher recently. Regardless, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the Neo VOLKITE pistol.